Hey everybody, it's me, Akasha Wolf, for another video. As you can see, I'm wearing the same stuff I was wearing the last video. That's because I filmed in one day, of course you know that because I already told you that. Yeah, so today I decided I wanted to talk about something. It's another discussion. Sorry if you don't like these discussions, but I feel like they do have a lot of information for you. And one of these things that I've been wanting to talk about a lot is cleansings. On this channel, I'm always talking about cleansings, you know, cleaning your space and, you know, sealing like your area, or, you know, cleansing your sacred space, your altar, your home, everything. I'm always talking about it. I've just given you like the basics on how to do it, and I haven't necessarily told you some things that you need to know before cleansing your space or after cleansing your space, just things to keep in mind when doing it. For those of you who do it a lot, or it seems like you have to constantly do it, there could be reasons why that your space has basically seemed like it's not cleansed or that it didn't work. And the reason for that is fights sometimes. I know that sounds really weird, but sometimes when it comes to fighting in a home or in a space, it can ruin the space. It can totally get rid of what you've done. If you feel like there's a lot of tension in a home, or like you're going to fight, or you feel like a fight's about to start, something I would recommend is lighting an incense. Not necessarily like, it doesn't have to be an incense. You can like have an oil, you know, one of those like oil burners that put a scent out. Something like dragon's blood or sage, or something that you feel is very calming, to maybe like lift that tension a little bit. Because fights do totally ruin cleansings. Like, it's a big burst of energy, both, you know, negative and just crazy. It's a lot of energy and it has a lot of power. Fights are crazy and it can really ruin a cleansed space, a dirty space. So when you cleanse a space, when you cleanse its energy, you need to clean your like room, your house, wherever you're doing this, like physically clean it. Like pick up the trash and organize and stuff like that, because if you don't do that, then just negative energy will like kind of linger or build up a lot quicker and ruin how you've cleansed your space. If you kind of hoard a little bit before you're getting ready to cleanse a space, make sure you kind of get rid of a couple things. I recommend watching hoarders before doing that, because I think that I'm capable of hoarding, because I like a lot of pretty things or just stuff that I think I can use, and sometimes that piles up in a drawer. So I usually put that on TV so that I'm motivated to pick up, because I don't want to get to that point. I haven't gotten to that point, but I would like to not even come close to touching that point. Make sure you do that. Make sure you clean the floor, you put things away. Try not to like stuff a bunch of stuff under like a bed or something, because that's not going to really help. It's just going to kind of sit there and make it easier for it to become like negative like energy again. Something else, corners. Make sure when you cleanse a space you really get into the corners. Some people or some practices feel that that's where the dark spirits or dark energy likes to sit, is in the corners of the home. So make sure you get in there really good when you're cleansing your space. Keep in mind is when you have a cluttered home with like a lot of junk everywhere, then a lot of times you'll end up having like a cluttered mind. And I've heard someone else say this, and I thought it was really funny that they mentioned it, because that's how I've always felt. I've noticed that whenever my room or my space is messy, then I feel like I can get nothing done through my day. Like, I feel like everything is piling on top of me. You know, in my mind, I feel like everything is piling on top of me. Like, I can't do my schedule properly. Nothing is working correctly. Everything just seems like a lot. And I noticed that once I clean my room or my space, things just flow. There's like a better flow and a better energy, and just things start working out. It's like boom, 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 all nice and neat. So when you do that, you know, I feel like you're also, you know, clearing out your mind when you clean your room. Mirrors. I've been getting a lot of questions about mirrors and being portals and everything. And when it comes to mirrors, I love mirrors. And there's a lot of people who don't like mirrors. My grandmother absolutely does not like mirrors. She only has one in the bathroom and that's it. She doesn't need any more around the house. That's just how she is. For me, I like them a lot. Not because I like to look at myself, just because I really like mirrors. I feel like it makes a space look, you know, bigger, and it also has some positive energy. And the only way you can keep it in positive energy is by cleaning your mirror. It's said that if you have a dirty mirror, then dark energies or dark spirits can come through that mirror into your world. Something that I've learned about was rubbing garlic around the rim of the mirror to help keep anything from coming through. Possibly opening windows would be a good thing to do as well, because usually when someone has passed in a home is cover the mirrors and open the windows so that way the spirit can find its way out. Now, when you cleanse a space, it can be helpful. You don't have to, but it can be helpful to open the windows so when you're saging, the smoke can go out and push any of the negative energy or negative spirits out of the home. When cleaning your space becomes almost like a very common thing, sometimes you forget how sacred it is to cleanse your space, and that's not a really good thing to do. The reason for that is, like, if you're not feeling that it is something sacred, then it is not going to have that much power or impact. If you're just seeing it as like, watcha, cleanse my space. No, that's not, no, you can't do that. You need to look at it as a very spiritual and sacred thing. You have to really believe in it. When it becomes almost like a very common thing, you kind of lose that, and you need to not do that, because then it's just not going to work. The reason why your cleansings are probably like just disappearing, not necessarily disappearing but fading, is maybe you have someone in the household who is psychic or a medium or very sensitive. What that does is that individual is almost like a light in the darkness. They're like a beacon, and spirits are attracted to that, and they will come and try to communicate. So then you're constantly going to have spirits trying to come into the space or into the home. Usually what that does is it kind of causes it to like fade when it's like a crap load just coming in. And it's because you have someone in the home who is more than likely a psychic medium or very sensitive to spirit. And in my household, we deal with that a lot because a lot of us are like that. So then we constantly have, you know, spirits trying to come in and try to communicate in their own little way, and that causes it to fade. That can be the same reason why you might be experiencing issues with that. So if you don't feel you're sensitive, but then someone else is, you might want to kind of like find out who's the sensitive one in there and kind of make it a routine, not an everyday routine, but like maybe once a month or once every week to every other week to cleanse the space so that you can kind of keep them out. It sometimes takes a good amount of time. I noticed for us, sometimes it can be 2 weeks, sometimes it can be 3 months, sometimes it can be 6 months. It just really depends, but usually we can kind of tell when it's beginning to fade, and we're able to just take care of it really quick. Something else when cleansing your space. Usually, like I told you guys this before, you know, use sage or dragon's blood or whatever you feel is best for cleansing your space, but it's also good to use something else after that to fill your space with positive energy. I recommend lavender, some people recommend sweetgrass. Something else you can do that, you know, doesn't have to be associated with like a scent or anything is throw a party. You know, it kind of sounds crazy, but have a get together, something fun, and everyone's gonna have fun and a good time, and that will fill your space with positive and like crazy energy, good crazy energy, not necessarily negative. But if there's like a fight in your party, then that kind of ruined everything. But if you know that you're gonna have a good time, then throw yourself a nice little party after a cleansing. Be happy or in a good state of mind before you are doing cleansing. Some of us have a very negative mindset, or we're just not having a good day. If you're having a bad day and you plan on doing a cleansing that day, don't do it, because it's not gonna work. Because you're in a bad state of mind and you're just negative energy yourself. Your negative energy trying to cleanse a space, that's not going to work. Before you decide to cleanse a space, make sure you're all good. Make sure you had a good meal. Make sure you probably didn't have alcohol because you might be a little woo-woo. Maybe have a nice warm bath or something. Like, make sure you're nice and relaxed and you feel really good and you're ready to do this. You have a good amount of energy. Make sure you're in a very positive, good state of mind. But if you're an extremely negative person trying to do a cleansing, it's not going to work. But I hope you guys will let me know any more things you would like me to speak about. I do have some videos planned. Don't forget, new schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe so that you can be a member of the Wolf Pack. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye and blessed be.